Hi boys and girls! For today's video, we are going to be focusing on seasons. So if you remember when we were doing weather in our class, we always mentioned the season that we are in. There are 4 seasons. And on this poster, we can see that there is a tree. There's actually 4 trees, and each tree is representing what nature looks like during each season. So if you look at this first one, we see this tree. And the leaves on the tree are orange, yellow, maybe a little bit red, a little bit brown, a little bit golden. We look at the sky, it's gray. The sun looks like it's going down. It looks a little bit dark. Do you remember what season this picture is representing? Did you say fall or autumn? Right. In the autumn or the fall, the leaves turn these colors and they start to fall to the ground. Now in this picture right here, we see the same tree. This is all the same tree. But look at the branches. There's no leaves on the branches. And if we look up at the sky, it's dark and this white stuff is coming down onto the ground and collecting down here. Do you remember what season this is? Did you say winter? Right. In the wintertime, snow falls. There's no leaves on the trees, and we get snow on the ground from all the snow that falls down. Now let's look at the third picture. Sky is gray. I see a lot of rain. And now look at the ground. I see some grass coming up. I see a few flowers starting to pop up. And our tree has flowers on it and a few leaves. Now, this is the season that we're in right now. Can you guess what it is? Did you say spring? Right. This is the season of spring, the season that we're in right now. So if we see outside, we'll have a lot of days that it rains, and that's usually what happens in this season. Now let's look at this last picture. We said fall, we said winter, we said spring. So that must mean that this one is, did you say summer? Right. So in the summertime, the trees are full of green leaves. And if you look at these little spots right here, those are apples, green apples. And that's what happens in the summertime. We have trees full of leaves, the grass is all green, and the skies are nice and blue, and the sun is out for a longer amount of time. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the pictures that are going to be here on the side, and we're going to put them in the right place. Okay? So let's look at this word. The first letter in this word is S, and the S makes the S sound. So spring, spring. We said spring is right here. Now let's look at some of the pictures that are here on the side. What pictures can we put in the spring section? Should we put the little girl in her winter sweater, her scarf, her hat? No. Should we put the little girl in short pants and a short sleeve shirt if it's raining outside? Probably not. What about the little girl using an umbrella and a raincoat? Yeah. Like I mentioned before, in the springtime, there's a lot of rain. So you'll usually go out with an umbrella or a raincoat. All right. We can add this little umbrella over here too. So we know that goes there. All right. So let's see what our next word is. This word also starts with an S. But the next letter is not a P, so it's not spring. This is a U. U makes a sound, so it's summer. Okay? And we said summer was all the way over here. Now let's look at the pictures of the little girl. Let's go back up. In the summertime, do you wear a hat, scarf, and a thick jacket? No. What about a short sleeve shirt and some short pants? Right. In the summertime, the weather is hot. So you can go outside with your pet if you have one. You can go out for a walk. And you don't have to wear thick clothing because the weather is very nice and hot. Okay, let's find the next word. Fall. Fall. This word starts with an F. And we said that in the fall time, the leaves start to fall from the trees. So it's this picture right here. And what does it look like this girl is doing right here? She's jumping. What do you jump into in the fall? Have you ever jumped into a pile of leaves? That's what this little girl's doing. She's jumping into a pile of leaves. And now look at her clothes. She's wearing a skirt, but she's wearing some leggings underneath. And she's wearing a sweater because in the fall time, it's not hot like it is in the summer, but it's not cold like it is in the winter. It's cool, and you can go out with just a sweater. Unless it gets colder, then you need something a little thicker. And now the last word we're going to look for is winter. And in the winter time, we have snow. So what kind of clothing are you going to wear in the winter time? A hat, a scarf, and a nice thick jacket. And because there's snow, sometimes you can build a snowman. So during each season, the weather changes. And while during some of the seasons, we can see a little bit of a different season, like in the summertime, we can see rain. The difference is how it feels, the temperature. So even though it rains in the summer, it's going to be far more hotter than it would be if it rained in the spring. Think about how it is now. You see it's raining, but if you go outside, it's kind of chilly still sometimes, or a bit cool. So you don't want to wear short sleeves and shorts or short pants right now. Same thing with the winter. You might see a sunny day in the winter, but it feels too cold to be wearing a short sleeve or shorts. What are some other activities that you can do during the seasons? What's something you can do in the fall? You can go apple picking, pumpkin picking, right? What about in the wintertime? What's an activity that you can do in the wintertime? You can have a snowball fight. You can go sledding. What about in the springtime? What are some activities you can do in the springtime? You can go splashing in puddles. If you're a gardener, if you have a garden, you can start planting a few seeds. And what are some activities you can do in the summertime? Go out for a nice walk without an umbrella, or even go to the beach, go to the pool, because the weather is nice at that time. Okay, so I have sent this picture, this paper out to mommies and daddies, okay? And we see a plant here. What kind of plant is this? Trees. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 trees. Now, each of these trees will represent a different season. This one down here says spring. This one over here says summer. We have fall over here and winter. What we're going to do with this is we are going to decorate this tree based on the season. So we saw on our poster that in the springtime, we have flowers on the trees. So what you're going to do is you are going to draw some flowers. We're going to draw some flowers. And we'll see flowers on trees that grow fruits like apples, pears, and you might even see a few leaves, but not that many. So you can also add some leaves. Okay, so that's spring. Now for summer, we said that the tree is going to be full of leaves, nice green leaves. So you can decorate your tree with lots and lots of leaves. Because that's what happens to the tree in the summertime. And if your tree is an apple tree, like mine, then you'll also find some nice red apples on it. For the picture of the tree in the fall, we can add some leaves, but they're not going to be green leaves. They're going to be red, yellow, orange, and brown leaves. So I'm going to add some red leaves, different spots. And you don't want to put too many because remember, the leaves are falling. I'll put some orange leaves. And I will put some yellow leaves. Now, what kind of leaves do you think we'll put on the tree for winter? Did you say we don't put any at all? Because you're right, we don't. Remember, in wintertime, there's no leaves on the trees because they've all fallen. And instead, we can find snow on top of it. So if you want to draw some snow, go for it. You won't be able to really see it because it's white and the paper's white, but you can do it if you want to anyway. And then when you're done drawing on your trees, you're going to trace the words. I'm going to trace spring. Then we'll trace summer. We'll trace fall and winter. I hope you like the activity, my friends.